Hello friends, this is Aganea as we continue our new novice Lemuria game, and we're moving into turn 15. So this turn, let's go ahead. Last turn let's do a small catch up. We're getting ready for our war against Utgård. We have made a nap with Atlantis, and we're starting to see how we move forward in this war. So starting turn 15 at the top, we went ahead and got a Grand Lemur as well. So we went ahead and chose the console first to profit in the previous video, but now we're starting that Grand Lemur, and our Lemur is creating another one. We also searched for magicites, still haven't found any. We have this one province that is coming in very clutch now, still have not found any here. And then we had one fight with the Independents where we were checking the throne. So what we were expecting, let's jump in here into this to see what the throne looks like as a whole. So a lot of Vyman and beasts, but you always want to look at the mages. So we have a nature mage, a lot of nature and horror marked, but I'm assuming, yeah, howl maybe, or elementals spamming coming in, some blood slaves, death gems. What else do we have? More nature. Overall, does not look like to be a terrible province. It's just going to just bring in a lot of ghosts. This was a failure on my part. It looks like, let's just watch it, did not have the scout on retreat, so poor playing as well. Yep. Not going to do much with that short bow and the horde of animals. But and we did temper flash and protection. Okay, so I don't think we saw anything. Let's just do a quick check to see if anything else was a surprise. Again, probably not burning gems though as a whole. Alright. Protection, Wind Warriors, Iron Warriors, Temper Flesh. Nothing, I'm not surprised. Animate Dead, yeah. Protection. Perfect. So, not going to burn gems with that, but we did lose a scout there. And apparently they lost a deer. What else? So we had some unexpected events. Income loss there, not great to see. I'm going to kill it anyway, but that's later. More or less a loss of income. And blood slaves, which not really seeing a use for tapping into blood as a whole. So, as Lemuria. We finished palisades on our Atlantis border side, and with our fortress on our Utgård side. So what are we looking at this turn? Since we've been getting troops ready, we've got a prophet ready, we're ready to start our first war, we have a nap on this side. Well, on the left side, we are still going to be site searching, still going to be building, but we're going to be spending our gold in just palisades on our western front. Again, we have a 3 or a nap 3 with Atlantis, but we want to make sure at least we're forward up and ready. And so palisades coming out, temple coming out, still doing what we have been doing this whole game, building a temple right when the palisade goes up. A, protecting the temple, B, getting those ghosts helping the minion. And here, are you bringing any troops? Nope, just moving over for the troop side. Same thing. Pulling troops ready, because see these Utgård, we're going to start a war with them, we want to be prepared. Don't have any palisades down here, so I imagine they're going to take the lands, but here, again, this has been such a valuable province, especially with that event that we had a few turns ago with that false prophet. Keeping this dominion, not being taken from ours, keeping away from temples, this has been, if you look, 10% of our income is this one down here. And then it looks like we're just pulling in troops. So we have our troops ready to go, ready to defend with Utgård, and here we are building a palisade as well. Now, this I moved it to PD10 for this first one, hoping to get it, but with all these troops, this one is a worry right now. Spending in money, we should be fortifying it more than we are. But let's see how our push is with Utgård. We already kind of covered this with our pretender, now starting to research. I debated about site searching, but I really want to push that research because we're still low. We got the construction too. but wanting to get higher into enchantment, conjuration, and evocation are our main ones right now. And with it being 52 research, it's the majority of our research right now. So I chose to focus on research initially to try to get some pieces that we'll need going in. At 3, you don't gain a lot, but I really want anti-magic for the Astral, especially in our first war, to be helping with that. And we can twice warn our Pretender as well. But really the big one is 6, which is still a far away. So, but choosing the site search now, and as mentioned, bringing out another Lemur with our Death Gems to have 2 of these, and moving our Prophet over. Calling Shadows with our Shadow Tribunes, our Priest ones, and moving troops around to start building out that income. And here we are going. This was also a mistake. I meant to actually attack to see what they had in the throne, but instead I'm sneaking, so you're going to see me regret and probably attack with that scout next turn. But let's look at our war composition as we're starting the actual Utgård hit. So this doesn't seem to be a large province, but we're bringing our Pretender, doing Power of the Shadelands, so this is the battlefield power, because we have this Holy 4. Keeping our spirits far back, they're undisciplined, they're going to be running in. Looks like I missed this hit, but trying to keep our actual ghosts spread out in case if they have priests or whatnot. So a lot of this is going to be in the sparse formation. Have our Centurion up front to still help and pull things off, and should be living, but plenty for this unless they are bringing in more troops. On the south side, we're bringing the Centurions and the ghosts they have pulled in with the Shadows. No priests. We really should be bringing a priest along to buff these with either power or resistance, but trying just to hit quickly. So again, having these squads and sparse lines, main troop focus in the middle with fear auras, and then our Shadows to fill into the back. Because again, Shadows, they have fine defense, but like a rest of ghosts, no protection, they're ethereal, and they don't deal damage to doing a paralyzed, so trying to keep them back. One of the main things I'm trying to figure out with this game is what to do with these Shadow soldiers. I still do not feel confident, especially at this time, on what I'm doing, so I'm keeping them a little bit in the back here. I should have pulled the rest of the Centurions forward. They're kind of scattered right now, and they should be grouped up here. So this is another mistake. I would rather have them all 3 in the same square, but it is what it is. So let's jump ahead and start turn 16. So we have our console, we had our 2 fights and I expected. So let's go ahead and watch these fights. So our first fight with Utgård, with our Prophet. So let's just do a quick check to make sure. He is blessed now. So still no different. Doesn't look like if there is more, their Pretender is up. And we'll go ahead and get that protection up. A lot of the spirits are taking the brunt of it. But mostly clean. We kept most of our troops, got it paralyzed, and then surrounding their priest. Wonderful. So, again, did not lose that many troops overall. A few ghosts, but we'll take this every time, especially with them having a priest in there. And let's watch our second fight. Now this was with the Centurions broken up and rushing. And you can see they really have reinforced what they initially had. So they have plenty of Bondies, high morale, high damage troops that we've seen. It looks like several barbarians they've recruited, spearmen, same thing. No magic, and they do have a priest in the back, 2 priests. So This is not boding nearly as well, because we definitely don't even have buffs here to help with the priest. And those pull from the grave and banishments are just tearing into this line, especially with the high damage as well. And we're not going to rout them nearly as quickly. Again, misgrouping up, missing those heroes. There is two over here, helping the fight, but let's see what ends up happening. So starting to retreat several on both sides. Morale hit happened on the Javelin. Great to see. It looks like Utgård was routed. Much higher loss though, especially without having that protection. But they brought in a lot more troops and without much PD. But overall, I will 100% trade 45 ghosts for 50 other units. But they lose much. Kept both priests, lost barbarians. They lost a smattering. But overall, they still have. It was. Gonna check a lot of light infantry. These are infantry for them. This was a big hit. About 200 gold. Barbarians were another. So overall, still favorable. But this could have. We lost a lot of troops without bringing in a shadow to help with that damage. So jumping into our events. Unfortunately, still unrest, population lost. And in our water provinces, it's now also getting, unfortunately, our dominion. That's just going to be pulling out. We got some death gems, so yay. And for these provinces, our money makers further north. So, and then we have a fortress, 2 fortresses completed. I think they were both adjacent. Yep, and then a palisade on our western front. So what are we doing this turn? So turn 16 also we heard that Atlantis and Argartha started fighting. So we don't have many scouts. We've been using scouts to create, but Argartha is, I'll kind of spoil it, is down here, and Atlantis and them are starting their war. So the same time that we started the Utgård fight, they started theirs. We'll be getting more reports as it goes on, but talking in Discord, we'll see what's happening here. Bissia still is not pushing into us, saying it's Gath. So let's focus on troop movement. So here we're keeping our shadow tribunes, our priest ones, holy ones, to keep calling shadows and to be ready to pull troops to the front. We had a palisade here. We're leapfrogging our scouts to build palisades across our western fort. Still site searching. Palisade coming up in 4 months, and we're moving in to fight here. Now, I mentioned last time this was a worry that I had as we started the war, and even though this was a strong win, they still have plenty of troops here, and they're going to retaliate. So I'm pulling in troops where I can. So we have one of our consuls moving in, and let's just go ahead, and we have a Holy One priest, and then one of, it looks like, I believe one is moving back. Yes, one centurion. So overall, we're bringing in plenty of troops, and we're bringing in a consul to be able to help with point buffing, and similar to last time, spreading out the ghost in these formations. We have the front one to stop and fire, and the other one's filling in behind them. So, because we really want to protect this palisade as it's coming up. We're still attacking, so I'm not going to focus on these, but kind of what we've talked about in the past, except this was a miss for setting orders here, but thankfully there's no holes, so everyone's going to be moving forward. So again, you can see the inexperience not checking and verifying every single order coming through. And then as we move forward, still calling shadows and moving, same thing here. We have priests researching, moving over, and now after doing one research, I'm moving in the pretender over. I thought we summoned a lemur last time on this base. I need to go back and check to see what happened there, but did he? No, he summoned a consul. I apologize. I missed. So this turn he summoned a Grand Lemur. So here's a consul moving out. So for this area, we're collapsing all of them into one of their main provinces. So what do we have here? So we have some support. This holy power, not going to, since we have our prophet here and doing the entire battlefield, not really doing anything. Should be looking at a different spell, protection of Shadelands going off, and then having our not consuls, what are they? Centurions up front here. So we have several lines. Just doing a quick look, we have a large sparse line behind. The two front lines are on fire closest, moving through, and just trying to run in. Here's the spirit still trying to figure out what to do, keeping the actual shades that have no protection or no defense in the back, but these are trying to come in and pull in. But 30, again, reports can be wrong, but trying to collapse them all. As I mentioned last turn, here we have our scout that was supposed to be trying to see and ping this throne, did not, so he is attacking this turn. We have most provinces around him. Research is still pushing in an enchantment, so I'm not going to spend more, but let's jump into the next turn and keep moving forward. So that was turn 16. Yep, let's jump to 17. So we have our console, still haven't found any sites. Come on, find another site for us. And we had several fights with Utgård. So this is our 1 PD. Now, we've talked about this briefly. Why are we just keeping 1 PD? Well, gold is one thing, but two, we have a fear aura and an awe aura going on at the same time with high defense, especially when bless themselves and get them in more magic areas. I do not see this as a magic province, unfortunately, and be able to rout. But with this many troops, do we have a chance? Well, acolyte. So one thing also, just talking about this life drain attack, they're not too shabby. I mean, their defense is getting pulled down, but they've already routed in casting Frighten. And look at this, our first example. With this 1 PD made Utgård run in shame. And this is why I love it. Getting both awe and fear, keeping alive, and it will just grow, especially when we get like skeleton body and things. But having this blessing is great. So look at this. Defeated the attacking force. So this is big, especially when trying to repel invaders and them trying to go through your lands that are not forted up. This was an incredible win, but let's see if our luck holds. So here we are attacking. So we brought in these 2 centurions with some bad script, but they've left most of their troops behind. It looks like just PD. So trying to race down from this priest. Not too bad. Yep. Looks like we lost 4-2. So he did. It wasn't just his PD. He did lose a priest as well. Joan, let's view this fight. This is an attack from our 1 PD. How is this one going to perform? So I think no, they do not have magic weapons. I was just doing a quick check to make sure. And immediately killed. So he did not resist on a gated attack. However, just slammed in with Javelist and killed him outright. That was unfortunate. So, but we got lucky on the other one. So here we have where they just murdered that 1 PD. Yes. So next is, I think this is our big attack. where we're pulling our profit in. It is. And they just still have a lot of axemen and some PD here with heavy cavalry crossbow. And this is where I should be looking at attack rear now, but keeping everything paralyzed, and they are running off. Decisive victory here as well, not losing many ghosts, but they didn't have a ton. They attacked the royal forests, so they attacked Province from last time. Looks like I put in more than just one PD on this. Okay, he's trying to frighten. Morale's already quite low. So the heavy cow is running, and so now we have, and Utgård is going to run with that. So again, this was more than PD. With this many troops, I'm surprised that we didn't rout ourselves with the health that we lost, but we'll take it. And then we had this was the throne. So here we did successfully hit and rout, and so we know what one throne near us is. Let's look at the other one. So cavalry, infantry, archers, nothing scary. Let's look at their mages. So we have an astral mage, probably some fire elementals in astral, so, and more astral, more astral. More astral. There is a priest, but I think there's only one that I see. So yes. So this is not going to be a bad province either to take. So, and then lastly, they hit us where we were building, and this is the one we were worried about. So this is why we pulled in a lot of troops and had the PD raised to 10 to be able to protect this area. They brought in several priests, but we're already routing their main line, and yes. So I'm glad we pulled in last turn here, especially because this is the one we were worried about. So thankfully, they didn't attack with a large force, and we didn't lose that much at all either, being able to push them out. Wonderful. Alright, so we looked at battles. Let's jump in. So, Dominion 2 changed. Don't mind that, but the skull is already down, so I'll take it back. I do mind this. We're not going to be getting the ghosts that we wanted to, but we have our first hero. So we got Utgård, the Wraith Lord. So he once lived in the land of Sauromancers. He rides a horrible flayed spectral horse into battle. So this looks like a great hero. I haven't done to see what Lemuria gives, but just having Death 3, Holy 2, great. He can summon any of our national summons, like a Consul or a Grand Lemur. He is immortal as well, 1 month. He has a chill aura. He has a fear 13. I've never seen one so high. He's also a Dominion monster. He's summoning, and I wasn't sure what he brought in my first round, but I was immediately impressed with him. I was like, we really need to be making some gear. But, and that was all of our events. So, let's go ahead and wrap this turn up, and then we will stop it. So what are we doing? We are going to be bringing one of our scouts over to keep making palisades against our western side. Still calling shadows and still site searching. Palisade 3 months. This one should be 4. Yep. So we're keep building him. We took one of the provinces. Now, I wonder if I should go back to Griffin Spheres to protect. I chose to instead attack the one that they had in Jome and then just raise this PD to 10. Spend some time thinking here. If they keep running, this would be unfortunate, but as you see, this loving this land and really hoping they don't take it as well. But we'll see which way they pivot. The one that we went and protected, we should be good. Our last turn of Palisades, so we're templing up as we have been, and moving our Centurion back and traded all of our troops to our console in moving in. I still haven't said this battle order. This is bothering me now. Even though if they're just running forward, this is lax, and we should have put that in there. We also, just keeping some to guard as he protects. This is the one they failed. We have a scout, here, and we did the same thing. So we made 2 mistakes back to back. We meant to ping this to see how this looked, but we just moved in, so now we're attacking. So rule of thumb for people, when you're moving your scouts to ping, make sure you're control clicking and not do where we've wasted now 2 rounds of scouts. So move on our eastern front where the war is going on. So again, even though this is a computer player, I was imagining, trying to think of them as a human. Would they bring in Utgård or not? I'm nowhere close to being ready to take this on, but I wanted to keep hemorrhaging their troops. So I'm pulling back a priest to go get more troops and to be back. My main force is still moving forward, and then my Centurion is going back. So we have these going back to be ready for more troops, and then our main force is moving forward. So let's go ahead and just to showcase. So our prophet still up front, being ready. Let me go back here. And keeping everything spaced out where we can, and having our shadows come in and paralyze after it, and just having 1 bodyguard. And it looks like most of what we're doing is still scouting through. So we have a couple of scouts to see what they have. Nothing's jumping out. Just 1 palisade, several temples, and this is our main army. So if we are able to get a decisive victory here, then we may be hitting Utgård soon. But I don't see anything else to call out. Gath has moved up some troops, but we have plenty down here, and we're still not at war with them, but that can change. And I haven't heard anything from how the war is going with between Atlantis and Argatha. So let's end it here, but thank you for watching. We'll continue with turn 18 next time. Bye.